G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We're here on the brand new expansion for Age of Empires 4. This is the Sultan's Ascent. And boy oh boy have we got ourselves a lovely matchup for us today. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning in on the south side of the map in the colour orange, playing as the Abbasid variant civilization, we've got one Kitten Claw. And in the north of the map in the colour blue, playing as the English, it's Divine DFP. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're here on Gorge, one of the brand new maps with this expansion, and I tell you what, I'm excited about this game. We got a classic, one of the best English. It's finally here. It's finally back. It's great to be able to cast another English game. I've been missing it for a while. If you've been missing English games, make sure you leave a like on the video. 1 like equals 1 English game. Actually, no, don't do that. That's probably a lot of English games. But look, I've been loving English for quite some time here. I'm curious to see what Divine is going to be up to today, because the last time I watched Divine play, he went for a fast Imperial. It was probably about 2 or 3 months ago that we watched him play, but I remember the game specifically. Fast Imperial, straight into a whole bunch of men-at-arms. Are we going to see the same thing today? It could be on the cards here. One of the things that is infamous with Divine, he loves to play a different style of English, a style that's a little bit more passive, a style that, let's just put it this way, he makes a lot of town centers. Normally you see at least 3 town centers coming out from Divine. I would expect he'd be looking for something like, you know, town center on the stone, maybe over this side, town center on the gold, somewhere around here, and then would just be looking to head up to Castle Age. He can normally find a pretty decent timing as well. Anywhere between 10, 11 minutes is pretty damn good for him, and often we see him going into that white tower. So we'll have to wait and see whether that's going to be the case, and we'll check in with his opponent, who's going to be looking at a jump shortly. The House of Wisdom has gone down. Expect that we're probably going to see the Trade Wing Bazaar coming through here. I'd be surprised if it's anything but that. I guess realistically, it could also be something like Economic Wing Growth, maybe. But even then, it's one of those things where it's like, probably not. It's probably going to be Trade Wing Bazaar into Culture Wing Logistics. Seems to be the most standard. And then with regard to Imperial Age, you're probably looking at something along the lines of Military Wing Reinforcements. We'll have to wait and see exactly how they look to do it. The age ups are about to come through. Divine 370, 378 for Kitten Claw, 400 for him. Let's see which one he clicks. It's going to be the Trade Wing Bazaar. No real surprise there. On the other side of the map, though, Council Hall, Council Hall, Council Hall. Council Hall? Hello? No? Okay, well. Council Hall, there it is, in the back of the base. Why did it take him so long to put down the Council Hall? I think he had enough resources, but then he had to queue a villager, and because of that, he had to wait until he got enough resources once again. So that was what had happened. It was right at the end. What's also interesting is that he didn't go for his build. He used to have this really cool build that he'd do. He'd put a mill down on the berries, and actually, he wouldn't do it on the berries. He'd just put a mill down, and he'd research wheelbarrow. He'd put 3 vills on gold, 3 vills on wood, 3 vills on gold, 3 vills on food, and then rally out 10 vills to food, and then by that time he'd have enough to go for that wheelbarrow. But we can see I think he's just rushing up the TC at the moment. 2 villagers on the Council Hall, plenty of vills being sent out over towards that stone outcropping, and you can see the position of the stone of the mining camp indicates to me that he wants to put down a town center. So I suspect he's probably going to do it right here. And then if the town already, like, we can infer so much, right? Like, if you're watching from Kitten Claw's perspective, you see the mining camp here, so you know the town center is going on the stone, and if the town center is going on the stone, that means that there's going to be another town center after that. So already we can infer so much just from a single building's placement. There you go. How's that for you? Anyway, let's check in with Kitten Claw, see how he's doing, as we've got a number of upgrades starting to come through here. A single upgrade. That's your number. It's going to be wheelbarrow. Age up, about to drop now. What does he get? Let's take a look at the gamble house, the casino. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. What will you roll today? Is it going to be 12 villagers? Oh, it's 1. That's not too bad. If you can get 1, you're pretty happy with that. And we do see there are 2 sets of traders in here as well, which you could look to try and get early on here as well. Actually, no units, which is gonna be a little bit hard, because it's nice just getting out units because it forces your enemy to make units, and normally forces them to make, you know, at the very least an archery range to defend. But I guess the good thing to note is that Divine doesn't even need to do that realistically. He's got the Council Hall ready to go when that age up comes through. So Kitten Claw gonna be happy to play this one out, and I suspect we're probably gonna see a pretty quick castle follow-up timing with this. Most of the Ayyubid players seem to be going into a quick castle, but this is a second TC. Look at this. He spots out. He knows what his opponent is up to. He's looking at the stone, and he's like, oh, I should probably keep up with him. And this is where I feel like maybe this is a bit of a mistake with Kitten Claw, because there's a part of me that just thinks you got to just play your own game, right? Like, you just got to do what you do best. And at this point in time for the Ayyubids, it seems to be a semi-fast castle. Open up with an archery range or stable, get out a number of units. What's going on over here? Get out a number of units, and then look to try and get up to the castle age after you've just done a little bit of pressure. Often utilizing the I was going to say the free units, but the units here from the House of Wisdom. But we do now see that town center going to be coming down here right next to the mining camp. So a little bit further forward than I suspected, but I'm sure he's done his math. You know, that's important to remember with Divine. He's always done his pixel perfect positioning. He's triple P, he's P3. And just make sure he's got enough room in here for the 8 farms and the mill. That's always going to be important for him. And now, plenty of resources in the bank. He's stacking towards that 3rd town center. I tell you what, I love the fact that we've still got 3 TC metas going on. You know, they nerfed the town center and people are just like, I don't care. What are you going to do? Try it. Try and kill me. I'm English, baby. What are you going to do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because I'm English and you're scared. And that's kind of true. You know, even if I saw an English player going 3 TC, I'd be like, yeah, you go 3 TC. I'm fine. I'll see you in Castle Age. Like that's the way I would think about it, man. It's just... there's too many things going on over here. You got bows, and I'm not just talking about the headset. You've got the extra attack speed. You've got the double arrows coming in. You've got so many good things going for the English defense, not to mention the free double archery range, the long range on your longbows. You guys know what. I've been through this a million times, right? You're ludicrous. You're crazy if you think attacking into an English person, or an English player, rather. I mean, attacking all the English people that you like. Actually... I should be careful. That's probably against some sort of YouTube terms of service. Don't attack English people. Attack English players. Anyway, 3rd TC, going to be coming down. Expect to see it on the gold here. He's just dropped off that last little bit. Beautiful spot for him right here. Let's see him throw it down. Should be, the corner of it should be right here. Oh, never mind. I was slightly off. All right. Good TC, though. Very nice placement. It's quite far forward, but I think this is where the space is, right? Like, one of the things is he's always looking to leave enough space in here for the farms. So I think that's going to be a factor that he's considering, but also going up against an Ayyubid player needs to be fearful about the threat of those skirmishes. They do have 6 range on them, and we begin to see units moving out on the map for the moment. It's not going to be anything too hectic, but hold on. He's got the next trade through, and we can see... It looks like he's yet to click the button. Didn't actually roll any villages again. Didn't roll any skirmishes again. Things not going well right now for Kitten Claw. And I think this is the tough part about the Ayyubids, right? Like, sometimes you hold them, sometimes you fold them, and sometimes you get let down. And I feel like this is one of those times where you're kind of getting let down. 3rd TC coming in for Kitten Claw. This is a bit weird to watch the Ayyubids be played like the Abbasid. It feels strange. They're such an aggressive civilization. Usually they come out of the box with such... velocity, I guess we could say. Whereas here, it's kind of like they're just chilling out. They're minding their own business. They're not doing too much. Neither player yet to throw a military unit onto the field. Keep that in mind. Now we got survival techniques going to be on the way as well for Kitten Claw. Slowly working on an economy. Expect to see farms on the other side of the map. There they are. The farms are coming down over here for Divine. Exactly what you'd expect. And you can see he's got it positioned perfectly just for these farms to fit nice and inside. Scouts come back. Still got the sheep underneath the town center. You want to try and time it so that your sheep under the TC run out right as you transition to your last farm. Can be difficult to do, and it often depends on how many vills you've got on wood. And he's got 11 vills on wood. That's quite a bit. He will be transitioning to farms pretty damn quickly with that. But we now start to see the upgrades coming through. Going for wheelbarrow. This is a bit of a weird timing to go wheelbarrow because he should be going straight to castle at this stage. But I guess one of the things to note is, like, you could definitely do this because you know that your opponent is also going for a greed-focused gameplay. You know, if your opponent was playing aggression, then you would be more focused on getting up to the castle age, whereas here, it's not so much about aggression, it's more just about, you know, they're on 3 TC, I'm on 3 TC, I can afford to get these upgrades in. So I think that's exactly what's happening here. And has he picked up horticulture? He hasn't picked up horticulture yet. Man, this is my favorite upgrade. I hate it when people don't get horticulture. You got 23 vills on food. You best be getting horticulture today, my friend. We're going to have to sit down and have a chat. Vills moving out. I think he's looking to try and get some walls up, and that's exactly what it's going to be now for Kitten Claw on this top side. Not only that, on the bottom side as well, he's got double villagers out now, looking to wall up this map. Try and call off, you know, where exactly you are able to go. Where am I able to go? This is where I'm going to allow you. And I like that he's gone aggressive as well, taking both of the trade posts, Very, very bold of him to assume that... Don't you love to see it? Don't you love to see it? And that's just it intersecting right at the corner and the game being like, oh yeah, this is a perfect wall. Don't worry, man. Oh no, we got you hooked up. Don't you worry. Yeah, this wall is absolutely fine. Yeah, no. You can see the villager now going to be running away. I'm not sure if he realizes just yet, but he'll realize eventually. Throws the palisade corners down instantly for free. He's like, yep, let me get those out of the way. That's important. All right, well, let's check in with Divine. The age up's on the way. 10 minutes into the game. You can see it's probably about, geez, he's quick to this one. 10 minutes 40. 3 TC, good set of farms. How many farms are we talking right now? 21. It's about where you should be. Plenty of vills out on the field as well. English economy feels so good. This is like peak English economy right now. I was casting a game. Was it casting or watching? I think I was watching a game. And I saw a Juicy Legacy go for a 2 TC. Oh, we had an age up on the other side. That's just I just want to remind you that is not my fault. That is just simply because you can't actually see on the overlay. I have no idea when these age ups are coming through. I'm curious where he went though. Which age up did he go with? It's culture wing. We know that. But what are his options? So it's the dervish? Did he just go dervish? What's the other one? I can't even remember right now. I know it's the dervish and then there's another age. Oh gosh, this is awkward. Well, I'd like to personally thank the developers for for not being able to see what the age up was or is or yeah, anyway, that's where we're at right now. So we just kind of guess what the Ayyubids are up to. You know, what are they doing? What are they chilling with? Anyway, we've got the White Tower that's come down. No real surprise here for anybody who's played English or watched a Divine DFP game in the last year. This is a pretty standard build order here. 3 TC Divine Tower, the White Tower rather. Crossbow is going to start to build here. He's building from both of the landmarks as well. Keep that in mind. Now the question's going to be whether he goes for a tilt at Imperial Age. You can see the amount of villages that he's got here. There's a lot to gain by English Imperial Age. The most important thing for Imperial Age English is essentially impunity to attack. You put down your landmark and there's no attacks that are going to be happening here. And he's got space for it as well. We can see that this is enough space here. If he wants to throw it down, he can definitely do it. He can look for that secure English landmark. Try and guarantee that that front of the base on the top side is not going to be under any sort of threat here. I think that's what he might be looking to do. Have a look at the resources that are starting to stack up here now. Picking up fertilization as well as horticulture. So both of those food upgrades now coming through. And have a look at this. This to me also indicates that he's keen on going for a very special technology. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about enclosures, baby. Oh yeah, one of the best in the late game. But have a look at this. Starting to run a little bit dry. I think this is probably... When he did the big transfer of villages, I think because there's normally about like 6 or 7 that you keep on gold before you age up, and then you transfer a huge amount in the transition. And I think he could have sent those ones over to a secondary gold vein because he's got these ones down here that he needs to defend. So I'm kind of curious how he's going to look to approach it, whether he goes into this defensive position, which I think is really, really good, or whether he throws it down here. But if he throws it down here, it's a bit of a waste, right? Like that landmark in particular is just so damn good. It's not... Oh, okay, he's going for it. He's going to be throwing it down here. So, to me, this is great because it secures the goal, but it's kind of bad because it's like, well, now you've kind of left your base open. It would be nice, wouldn't it? Berkshire Palace, it's going down. 13 minutes into the game. This, you know what? You know, when we talk about fast Imperials, this is what we talk about. 13 minutes. Berkshire is down. He is rushing up this landmark, looking to secure on the south side. His opponent now going to be up against some pretty steep competition when it comes to tower defense. This is the king of tower defense right now that we are playing against Outpost. Keep in mind, he does have textiles, or at least, yeah, he does. 45 damage on that camel? Are you serious? What? What? That's bugged. That's bugged. It's actually 45 damage? Excuse me? How do you do so much damage? Camel Lancer 45 damage? Is it throwing a torch at the same time? What? Did you see that? My lord. 32 plus 22, that's 54. It's not 45. Man, I don't know. I don't know, Davey. Oh, good night, sweet prince. The wolf goes down. And that's probably the only action this poor landmark is going to see this game, dude. This landmark gets dropped, and it's like, yep, okay, well, that part of the map right there, I'm not going there. I will not be attending that location. But we do have a little bit of a development in the middle. We've got our siege workshop coming up. He could look for a second one here. He's got the resources in the bank for it. 107 vills on the field. Keep in mind, he's had this House of Wisdom pumping for the last couple of minutes as well. Spring in placement. Looks to take it down. And I mean, at this point in time, Divine's at a pretty significant lead, right? He has had very little in the way of military production. Only 8 units so far produced. He's gone pretty much straight up to Imperial Age. Even though he's behind on the village account, he's picked up some of those Imperial techs, most notably Enclosures, has been picked up. And the strength of this is still very high. Do not forget how powerful this technology is, but have a look at this. Kitten Claw with a little bit of a surround. How you doing over here? Outpost coming up. There's no sprinkled in placement yet on these northern tipped ones, but we do obviously have that one towards the middle. Outpost coming up towards the bottom. He's just trying to make sure he's covering all of his edges. Edges? I gotta pronounce that right. Upgrades on the way for his opponent though. Divine now picking up the early men-at-arms upgrade. Expect to see the rest of them coming through. That's the early upgrade. Then we've got the veteran men-at-arms, or is it just normal men-at-arms? What's the upgrade called? Upgrade early men-at-arms to men-at-arms. There you go. And then they go to elite. 3 relics picked up for Kitten Claw. Still 1 out on the map, up towards that north side. Where's the... Oh, there's the other one. So slowly and steadily making his way. Decent trade, actually. Okay, I was going to say, these are pretty good trade numbers, man. If you're getting 82 gold on a trade, that's pretty damn good. He's got 6 traders now. Market in the corner. Makes a little bit more sense here. Outpost. Sprinkled in placement. Villagers. Gonna start copping some shots out here. Indeed. 2 shots right here. Just got to be very careful. And we've barely lost a unit this game. We're 17 minutes into this, and it's just been a Mexican standoff. It's not really a Mexican standoff, though. It's more of like a Canadian standoff. You know, if we're talking North America, let's call this one a Canadian standoff, because they're both too polite to attack each other. Just staring at each other, just politely like, no, you go first. No, you. No, I insist, you. No, you. Why do they have English accents? I don't know. That's just because he's English, right? Divine. He's playing English. He's English. A little bit of a breakthrough on this north side. Expect to see the hand cannoneers coming out, and indeed, already they are. 7 of them on the field now, making his way towards that top side. Big numbers. Let's switch it over to income so you guys can get a bit of an idea on where these guys are at. Looks like we're sitting at about 2,600, 5,000 income per second, or per minute rather. Pretty decent. 1,800, 3.8k, 4.5, 5k, pretty even. 5k each, despite that 20 villager difference. Jeez Louise. I guess that's the power of Enclosures coming through right there. He's obviously got some pretty big eco upgrades as well. 110 compared over to 222. Huge English eco difference right now. Wow, that's something you got to be very careful of, because that will get away from you quickly. I tell you what, there's a couple of Byzantine games I've been playing, and I get to like 23 minutes, and I'm like, good game. And I click on my mill, and there's no wheelbarrow research, and there's no horticulture research. I'm like, oh yeah, that's probably it. Yep, that'll do it. Crossbows moving forward. Just looking to plug that gap for now. And now to the center of the map. The sacred site that was once held by an Ayyubid player. Oh, he's reached Imperial Age. We don't have any notification of that either. He's gone for Eco Wing. I'm assuming he's gone for the villagers, for that 10% gather rate upgrade. It's actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad. It's, you know, 10%. I'll take it. I'll take it. Hand cannoneers. Men-at-arms. Just looking to pick a fight with the Camel Lancers. More than happy to do so, in fact. He's cleaning it up back at home. And now a push towards that front. The Men-at-Arms looking to stack out here. He's got the Bombard in the back as well. Running for dear life now. Kitten Claw. He was aggressive all game, and all of a sudden, guess who's out fighting from the ropes? It's Divine DFP. No real surprise right here. Looking to dominate with the English. And look at all the production here. Well, you better believe it's going to be going down soon. Hand Cannoneers coming out for him. But keep in mind, he's up against some of the best Hand Cannoneers in the game, as long as they've got that attack speed to back them up. That's going to be the key factor, though. Hand Cannoneers getting worked over by those Men-at-Arms. They've got their upgrades coming through. Elite upgrade about to pop. Have a look for the change in gold. Any second. Ah, she blows. Nice little golden helmets. At least they look golden, but I don't know if spending... If you've got that many precious golds laying around. Is that the right way to say it? I wouldn't be putting it on my helmet. I mean, maybe you could, but I feel like it'd just make people want to kill you more. Because not only would you kill the guy, but then you'd get to have his helmet, and then you could sell that. Now that's a bad idea. Definitely don't do that. You want to keep that at home where it's safe. But speaking at home where it's safe, Kitten Claw right now definitely not looking like he's in a safe position. Look at the horsemen trying to make their way through. He's got the elite upgrade on them. Together with the hand cannoneers, he's blasting his way through. So anyway, I started blasting. Camels now coming out as well. He's sticking with the infantry composition. He knows how important it is to maintain infantry composition up against a civilization like the Ayyubids. They've just got the absolute power, and now that attack speed has been provided. The outpost on the front, a couple camels in the back, veranda around the side, and an old rocking chair. You Australians will get that. No one else is going to be wondering, what the hell's Drongo on about today? Keep will get denied. Villagers doubtful that they'll survive through that attack. More production on the front. And now the pushback has happened. Kitten Claw looking to hold on for his life. If the bombard goes down, the push will be stalled out, but the bombard survives on 15 health. You hate to see it. You really do. Hand cannoneers on the back. Keep in mind, extra attack speed. Look how fast they go. Boom. 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 Every time I said boom, they were firing. Bombard, he's helping out as well. And now those numbers, Kitten Claw really got to fight for his life right now. This is that classic English timing push, and you can see, even up against the civilization with the highest win rate, Divine still has the ability to go safely Imperial and then just push down the middle, down the guts, and say, how you doing? And now all of a sudden, Kitten Claw's in a little bit of an awkward spot because his production's being camped, the bombard's working its magic, towards that top side. These horsemen need to make a connection on this bombard. You know, Divine's just leaving it here, ready to be taken out. He's going to work over those villagers. If the keep gets up, that's going to be the least of your problems right now because, I mean, at the end of the day, you can deal with the keep effectively. The problem's going to be all of these units, especially this bombard, because this is what is driving home this push right now because he's just converting all of this energy on the front into kinetic energy in the form of the bombard. And that's scary. A little bit of heat energy as well from the size of those things. You've seen it. Men-at-Arms fully upgraded on the melee armor. Precision crossbreeding coming through for Divine. He's looking pretty solid. The difference at the moment is quite low when it comes to their population, but have a look at the military pop. That's the one that's important because they're 20 vils the difference. Working down the landmark now, not even stopping to say g'day to the production here on the front. He's like, yeah, we don't worry about it. I'm not fussed about the units. Yeah, we'll work on the landmarks. And he falls into that Abbasid trap that Ayyubid player does of only having 2 landmarks. So it makes it easy because all you have to do is push straight down the middle and that's it. And as long as you're focused, you'll be fine. Hand cannoneers, the English bonus. Remember, he's got it inside the base right now. This is where it gets super tough for Kitten Claw because not only is he getting camped, but he's getting camped by better units. You can see he's got a little bit of armor here. He's glowing up occasionally. You can see that he picks up extra damage, I think it is, whenever he takes out a unit. The problem is, hand cannoneers don't need extra damage. They're already overkilling units. Makes it very difficult. Now that's going to be it. An absolute perfect play right there coming through from Divine DFP. Solid defense in the mid-game, converts it to a fast Imperial, and it's great to see the fast Imperial for the English still alive, still well. 13 minutes. That's not a world record time, but it's pretty damn quick in my book.